So hi everyone, in this video I'm going to explain the next next control statement, that is iterative control statement. Okay, so in iterative control statement we have three types. The first one is for loop. The for loop we have one more variation that is called as for each. Okay, so and while loop and do while loop. I think you people are familiar with this three, for loop, while loop, as well as for do while loop. Okay, first we'll start with what while loop. So while loop is what your it's a pre-test loop, means first it will go to check the condition, then body will be executed. Okay, uh, so then you're going to use a while loop if number of iteration is unknown. If you don't know the number of iterations, in that cases in the beginning, in that cases you're going to use while loop. Okay, what's the syntax? While condition, then body. So body will going to have what, one or more number of what statements. So whenever the condition is for true, the statement will be executed. If the condition is for false, it will continue with what next line after the closing bracket. Okay, so I've taken a simple Java program to print hello world 5 times using a while loop. Okay, so program to print hello world 5 times using a while loop. So I've taken one class with name what example. So this is the beginning of class, so within which there is a public static void main, opening of what void main. There I've taken one variable with name of 10, so I send initialize that towards 0. Okay, so I'll check the condition whether n is less than what 5. What is the value of for 10? 0. Whether 0 is less than what 5? True. So true, the body will be what executed. If you get what allow word, that will be what printed one for one time. So next so I'm incrementing what n, that will going to become what 1. So 1 condition is for true, body will be executed. I will get what one more time, second time. Okay, so n will be incremented, it will going to become what 2. Okay, again body will be executed because condition is for true. Next again n will be changed to what 3. Okay, so again allow word will be printed, so n will be incremented, and that will going to become what 4. Okay, 4 is less than what 5, true, so body will be executed. You'll get what one more time allow word. Okay, again n will be increment, that will going to become what 5. So now once it becomes what 5, okay, whether 5 is less than what 5, no, so condition is false. Now it will continue with next line after the closing bracket. After this is the closing bracket of while loop. So after the closing bracket we have one more closing bracket, that's the closing bracket of your mean, and your program terminates. Okay, and you'll get output in this step, this allow word. So how many times? 5 times. Why? Because 1 2 3 4 5, 5 times. 5 times it will go to print allow word. Okay, since I'm using what print ln, after I'm printing what each allow word, it will come to cursor will come to what next line. Okay, just copy the program along with what output. Next I'll consider one more loop. So do while loop. This is a post test loop. When you're going to use for do while loop, the body of the loop must be executed at least once, irrespective of condition. Okay, so post test loop, because first it will execute the body, then it will going to check the condition. That is the reason we'll call this one as what post test loop. And if you want to execute body at least once, irrespective of condition, we're going to use do while loop. Okay, so what is the syntax? Do, so body, then while, then we'll write what condition, that should end with what semicolon. Okay, so statements will going to have what one or more number of what statements. So first it will be executed, then it will check the condition. If the condition is for true, this will be what repeated. If once the condition is false, it will continue with our next line after the closing bracket. Okay, so again I've taken same program, write a Java program to print hello world 5 times using do while loop. So I've taken out one class with name of example, within which there is a public static void main. So I've taken a n and initialized towards 0. I declared what n and initialized towards 0. So do, so body will be executed first time when n becomes what 0. Okay, yeah, so next n will be incremented and it will going to become what 1. Okay, whether 1 is less than 5, true, so body will be executed one more time for the, it will going to print one more time for 1. Okay, next n will going to become what 2. So again whether 2 is less than 5, true, the body will be executed and it will going to print allow word, and n will going to become what 3. Okay, so 3 is less than 5, true, so it will going to execute one more time allow word, Okay, so and n will going to become what? 4. Okay, so again whether 4 is less than 5, true, so body will be executed one more time, so it will going to print what? Allow word. Okay, yeah, now n will going to become what? 5. Whether 5 is less than 5, no, condition is what? False. Now it will come out. Now how many times it will going to print? For 0 it will going to print, 1 it will going to print, 2 it will going to print, 3 it will going to print, and 4 it will going to print. Okay, once it becomes what? 5, condition is false, it will come out to next element line. Next element line is a closing bracket of main if program terminates. Okay, and you will get output how many times? 5 times. So 5 times for 0, 1, 2, 3 as well as what? 4. It will going to print. You will get output in this way. Okay, copy the program along with what? Output. Yeah, the next type of loop is what? For loop. So this one is also what? A pretest loop. Okay, so but the difference is we're going to use a for loop if the number of iterations are what? Known in the beginning. In the beginning itself, if you know the number of iterations, we can go with what? For loop. If the beginning, if you don't know the number of iteration, you can go with what? While loop. Both are what? Pretest loop. Pretest loop means condition will be what? Checked in the beginning, then body will be executed. Okay, if a number of iterations are known in the beginning, then we're going to use what? For loop. Okay. Next, what is the syntax? So for initialization, condition checking, then what? Incrementation. Okay, so this is the body of your for loop. So there we're going to have the one or more number of statements. So what is the working procedure of for loop? First is what? Initialization. Okay, so it will initialize, then it will check the condition. If that is what? True, so body will be executed. Once it comes once it finds what? Closing bracket, it will go to what? Incrementation part. Again a condition will be what? Checked. If that is what? True, so it will be repeated in this way until the condition is what? True. Once the condition is what? False, it will come to what? Next element line after the closing bracket, and it will continue with what? Next element line after the closing bracket. Okay, so again I have taken the same program to print allow word 5 times using a for loop. So take a class example, public static void main. So in Java we can declare wherever you want. So I declared one variable with name I initialize towards 0, whether 0 is less than 5, true, so allow word will be printed for 0. So closing bracket, I will be incremented, so it will going to become what? 1, whether 1 is less than what? 5, true, body will be executed second time. So closing bracket, I will be incremented, I will going to become what? 2, whether 2 is less than what? 5, true, allow word will be printed, closing bracket, again it will come to incrementation part. I becomes what? 3, 3 is less than what? 5, true, allow word will be printed, closing bracket, again it will come to incrementation part. 4, the 4 is less than what? 5, true, allow word will be printed, closing bracket, I will be incremented 5. The 5 is less than 5, condition is what? False. Now it will going to print allow word how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'll get output in this way, allow word 5 times. Okay, just copy that program along with what? Output. Okay, so next there is a one more type of variation with respect to for loop. We'll call that one as what? For each. For each version of the for loop. So what's the syntax? Syntax is first you have to write the data type, and data type of then variable name. Okay, whatever the data type I'm going to write for variable, that should be same as that of what? Collection. Okay, so data type variable name colon collection, then body of the for each. Even though we use the term for each, we use the same keyword for. Okay, so statement will going to have one or more number of statements. So I'll go with an example, then you can understand. First I'll take a regular for loop. So I declared one array with name what? Numbers, which contains what? 10 numbers starting from what? 1 to 10. Okay, I've taken what? One variable with name what? Sum, and I initialize that one towards 0. I think you know to calculate sum of all the numbers present within an array. So I'll use a for loop, initialize towards 0 less than what? 10, it will run over 10 times and it will be incremented by what, one number. So sum is equal to sum plus n, num of I. When I becomes what 0, it will take first number, and I becomes what one second number, and that will be added and stored within what, sum. This usual procedure we use to calculate sum of what all the elements within an array using what, for loop. Okay, so next now I'll take for each. So same array with the 10 elements, same variable initialized towards 0. Now I'm using what, for each version of for loop. For data type, why I'm taking what, integer, because array data type is also what, integer. Next I have to write a variable name. Next colon followed by collection. So collection here is what, array name. So I written what, numbers. So array name is what, numbers. So that's the reason I written what, numbers. Now this numbers will going to assign one value from this array at each iteration, in each iteration. Okay, in first iteration it will going to assign what, 1, second iteration it will going to assign what, 2, so next iteration it will going to assign what, 3, 4 and 5 up to what, last element over 10. So whenever there is element within an array or within a collection, it will going to assign to variable x in each iteration. Okay, so in first iteration x will get the value what, 1, that will be added with what, sum. So closing bracket. In the next iteration it will go to assign what, 2, that will be added with what, sum. So next iteration will go to assign what, 3, 4, 5 up to what, last value what, 10. Whenever there is a value in each iteration it will go to assign one value to what, x. Okay, yeah, so we will get what, same output, just like what previous program we use what, for loop. Okay. So I written as a same complete Java program to find sum of all the elements in an array using for each loop. So class for each example, so public static void main. So I've taken the same array, sum I initialized towards 0. Next I've taken the for each so first one data type, that should be same as what, collection. So give what, any variable name, colon, so collection name. What's the collection name? Numbers. So system.out.println x value will be what, printed. First it will going to print what, 1. Next that will be added with what, sum, closing bracket. Next numbers will go to assign second value, what's the second value, 2 to what, x, that will be what, printed. Okay, it will print what, all the values of an array, and it will calculate what, sum in each iteration. Okay, next we are printing the final sum. So this end of what your for each loop, this end of what your main, and this end of what your class. Okay, so just copy this particular program. And you'll get output in this way. So you'll get value is, so it will going to print all the numbers from 1 to 10. And finally, after coming out of for each loop, it will going to print the sum. Sum is how much? 55. Okay, even copy this output. So we'll get values initially. Next, it will going to print sum. So that's the reason you'll get output in this way. Okay, so just copy this output. Okay. Thank you.